Hello, my friends. Again, I say we are back with a bang because sports is hotter than a firecracker. Talk about the temperature and climate change. You need to check on sports. Where sports is going, no man has ever gone before. So let me say welcome to another session of the John Sports Corner. And John, take it away.
And thank you so much, Trevor, and a very good afternoon, family and friends. Thank you again for visiting and staying with John's Sports Corner on the SosoBone Media Network, the global Caribbean media capital. Let me remind you to go to Winner Circle Radio store in the SosoBone shop. Shop till you drop. There are a lot of items there that I think you will like. And again, they come with the Winner Circle logo. So you can get your t-shirts, you get your mugs. Of course, when you get the mug, you have to get the Great Jamaica Blue Mountain Coffee because you can fill the mug when you brew that coffee. Again, there are also backpacks and, of course, sorrel. But let's talk sports. As usual, start with some birthdays. Yesterday, Suleiman Ben, former Barbados and West Indies cricketer, celebrated a birthday. And a former Nevis and West Indies cricketer, Runaka Morton, would have celebrated a birthday. Runaka passed a few years ago. Also, another, should I call him great boxer of yesteryear, who everyone feared would have also celebrated a birthday yesterday. He ruled the heavyweight division between 1962 and 1964, and they called him Sonny Liston. Today, Floyd Reefer, former Barbados and West Indies cricketer, and of course, the current West Indies batting coach, celebrates a birthday today. Morris Green, U.S. Olympian and world champion gold medalist, celebrates a birthday tomorrow. Former Jamaica and West Indies cricketer Ali Binns would have celebrated. Again, Ali passed a few years ago. And Karl Malone, that great NBA player and also an Olympic gold medalist for the U.S., celebrates a birthday tomorrow. Barry Bonds, one of my favorite baseballers of yesterday, he celebrates a birthday tomorrow. The home run king, of course, with 762 home runs. And then on Saturday, Shilone Calvert-Powell, former Jamaica athlete, celebrates a birthday. On Monday, Nikisha Wilson, another Jamaican athlete, celebrates a birthday. Okay. Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, Sir Hilary Beckles, is calling on the current Cricket West Indies administration to offer up a posthumous apology to former Jamaica and West Indies fast bowler Roy Gilchrist. Gilly played his last test match against India in 1959 before he was sent home from the tour because of a disagreement with then West Indies captain Franz Alexander, following which he was left off further West Indies teams by, I guess I could call it, the racist, classist element that pervaded cricket at that time. Sir Hilary made the appeal on Thursday last at Sabina Park while speaking at the launch of his book titled Cricket's First Revolutionary, Sir Frank Worrell's Political War Against Colonialism in the West Indies. Sir Hilary feels Cricket West Indies should say they are regretful of how Roy Gilchrist's career was destroyed against the best efforts of Sir Frank Worrell to get him back in the West Indies team. Sir Frank tried, Trevor, to get Roy Gilchrist on that tour of Australia 1960-61, after which a book was written, Cricket's Brightest Summer.
Mm.
And I remember speaking with Sir Garfield Sobers on that other platform I worked for several years ago. And I asked Sir Garfield about Roy Gilchrist. And Sir Garfield said, "Who, Gilly?
Mm.
If we had Gilly, not only Australia, but Pakistan after, and every team would fall before the West Indies."
All right. So, John, you might wonder why he was really left off the team. Because in as much as we might say colonial representing West Indies, but the racist factor always comes into play, not only in cricket, because all the other sports went through the same divide and conquer situation.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I'm saying that Roy Gilchrist offspring, they deserve reparations.
Yeah. But certainly, and also I remember also speaking with wicketkeeper Jackie Hendricks. And the question was, who was the fastest bowler that he kept wicket to? And he said Roy Gilchrist was the fastest bowler he kept wicket to. And we said to him, but you also kept wicket to Wes Hall. He repeated, Roy Gilchrist is the fastest bowler I kept wicket to. So, I hope Cricket West Indies will follow up on Sir Hilary Beckles' request. Of course, Sir Hilary Beckles is also a Cricket Hall of Famer. And before I talk track and field, it is with sadness that I report the passing of Vernon Bell, a former Santos and Jamaica footballer. Amazing my connection with the Bell family over the years, Trevor. I met Jackie, his brother, and Russell, and Vernon actually, during my youth years when I attended Sunday school at the Lincoln Kirk Church. And in later years, when I attended Long Island University and was having some difficulty with cost accounting, another friend of mine said to me, "Why don't you call Vernon? Vernon will help you."
Mm.
And I called Vernon, and boy, Vernon guided me through cost accounting and helped me get my degree from Long Island University. Yeah. So, but certainly heartfelt condolences to the family and the Bell family at large. Just have to say, boy, Vernon, rest in peace, my friend. You have not been well for a little while. And Vernon was 79.
Walk good, Vernon, walk good.
Jamaica also lost another football family member as we offer condolences to the family of Kenneth Bob Campbell, who passed last Friday. So happens that Bob Campbell was also played with Santos Football Club in Jamaica.
Okay.
He also represented Jamaica and that great Virtec high school team of yesteryear. Bob was 74. Let's move on to track and field. We have an update on Olympic bronze medalist Rashid Broadbell. You may recall he withdrew from the 110 hurdles final at the Jamaica National Track and Field Championships in June. Well, we now learn he has an Achilles injury to his left foot that required surgery, and he did have surgery on the foot. So his season is done, and from what I understand, it may extend actually into a part of next season.
Okay.
Grand Slam track came to an abrupt end, as you all know, a couple months ago, and it's alleged there's a lag in payments to athletes.
Oh, no.
And at the series launch, actually, a prize fund of $12.6 million was announced. Not sure if World Athletics ensured that these monies was in the bank, but after the glamour and the glitter promised by the Grand Slam organizers, it would certainly be a shame if they were not able to fulfill their promise.
Yes.
World Athletics President Lord Sebastian Coe says the sport's governing body is monitoring the situation.
But John, that money should have been in an escrow account, right? Once you contract with the athletes to participate in the event, that money should have been should have been parked in an escrow account.
That's what we would do, Trevor.
Well, if it was not, then when World Athletics said that they are monitoring, John, they're behind. That's the horse, behind the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because if you're gonna sanction an event, okay,
then you have to make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's dotted.
As an accountant, John, you know that.
That's right. And that you're assured that everything is in order.
And if the money is not there, then Royal Athletic need to make good on it, John. And paid from their funds.
I want to say, Trevor, that it's probably just a case of a little tardiness in getting things done.
John, wire transfers, doesn't take a lot of time.
Especially when you have the person's phone number, Trevor.
Yes, what's
Anyway, Trevor, let's talk some Diamond League London results. The race, every Jamaican was holding their breath for the men's 4x1 relay, with Jamaica attempting to meet the Tokyo 4x1 relay qualifying standard. And while the team of Rohan Watson to Oblique Seville to Kadrian Golson to Kishane Thompson blistered the track in 37.80 seconds, well below the qualifying standard, and moved Jamaica from 18th to 15th in the global rankings.
Wow.
However, I thought the last exchange between Golson and Kishane was a little shaky. And for a moment, I thought Kishane had run out of the box, or run out of the exchange zone, but, he was safe.
Okay.
Jamaica may not be completely safe, however, as a couple of teams whom they have vaulted still have a chance to try to go faster than the 37.80 run by Jamaica, and then drop Jamaica out of the 16 that qualifies for the World Championship. In any case, Trevor, I think the Jamaica coaches can now focus on winning the World Champion gold medal, and the quartet they probably are going to use. And I believe I have my quartet, Trevor. And my quartet for that World Championship, if all our athletes are fit and ready to go, is Akeem Blake, who will hand off to Kishane Thompson, to Oblique Seville, to Brian Level.
Okay. So you think Brian Level is the best at bringing it home?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have seen him in a few relays running that anchor. And I have to, when I see him coming down the home stretch, Trevor, I have to say to myself, what the hell am I looking at? He does. And because he's if I want to call him a 200-meter specialist, getting that running start helps him a lot.
Okay.
But he certainly runs down that home stretch like a train let loose.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to his performance, John.
Yeah. Jamaica is still to qualify for the women's 4x4 and the mixed 4x4 relays for Tokyo. And from what I understand, the J3As are looking at the NACAC championships scheduled for the Bahamas in August as to where they will focus on qualifying these two teams.
Okay.
As for the other results in the Diamond League meet in London, Oblique Civil won the men's 100 meters in 9.86 seconds ahead of Olympic gold medalist Noah Lyles of the US, whose time was 10 seconds flat. Wayne Pinnock, who is switching allegiance to Turkey, won the long jump in 8.20 meters, with Karen McLeod third in 8.10 meters. Antoinette Knight was also a podium finisher, 53.79, finishing third in the women's 400 hurdles. Meanwhile, St. Lucia's sprint queen, Julian Alfred, sprinted to a big win in the women's 200 in a meet record and personal best 21.71 seconds. Jamaican national champion in the discus, Samantha Hall, has achieved the Tokyo World Championship qualifying standard by throwing personal best 64.97 meters at the Oklahoma Throws Series on Saturday. The World Championship qualifying distance is 64.50 meters. She becomes the third Jamaican since the national championships to meet World Championship qualifying standards.
Okay.
The other two athletes are Nevasky Anderson in the men's 800 meters and Adrian Carr in the men's 200 meters. And again, the J3s named their squad for the NACAC Senior Track and Field Championship scheduled for the Bahamas, August 16th and 17th. Women first, initially named for the women's 100 was Tia Clayton and Jodian Williams. But with the withdrawal of Tia Clayton, Jonelle Smith has been named as her replacement. The 200, Ashanti Moore, Gabriel Matthews, 400, Dejanay Oakley, and Stacey Ann Williams, 800, Kellyanne Beckford, the 100 hurdles, Amoy Brown and Karika Hill, long jump, Nia Robinson, discus, Samantha Hall, in the shot put, Lordrika Cameron, and the hammer throw, Naoki Clunis, in the triple jump, Shanika Ricketts. On the men's side, the team in the 100 meters, Raheem Ford and Rohan Watson, 200, Christopher Taylor and Adrian Carr. The 400, Rasheen McDonald and Delano Kennedy. 800, Nevasky Anderson and Tyrese Taylor. 110 hurdles, Demario Prince and Tyler Mason. 400 hurdles, Asini Wilson and who was it now? Oh, Malik James King. Long jump, Kerry McLeod and Sean D. Thompson. High jump, Brian Richards and Romaine Beckford. Discus, Frederick Dakers and Chad Wright. Triple jump, Jordan Scott, while the javelin, Elvis Graham.
Okay.
Word from the Athletics Integrity Unit, Kenya's world record holder in the women's marathon, Ruth Chepengetich, has been provisionally suspended on suspicion of doping.
Suspicion, John, or proven?
Say that again, Trevor.
Suspicion or evidence of doping?
Well, they have evidence, but right now it's suspicion. Chepengetich, she improved the world record to 2 hours 9 minutes 56 seconds in Chicago in October, and was suspended after testing positive for the banned substance diuretic hydrochlorothiazide on March 14th of this year. So there is a positive test, Trevor.
Was that close to the time when you broke your record?
Well, the record was in October last year,
Uh-huh.
and the test was in March of this year.
So she could have taken the dope long after she ran the race.
Possibly.
So they should have tested her
But
immediately after the race.
from what I understand, this drug, if you want to call it that, is what they call a masking agent.
But it hangs around for quite a while then.
Yeah.
Okay.
That you can take something, and you take this other one, and this will hide it.
Okay. So you mean
I believe that's how the masking agent works, Trevor.
stealth mode, John. Stealth mode.
Anyway, let's go to a break. But we'll come back with lots more in the next segment. We'll be right back. Welcome back to John Sports Corner on the SosoBone Media Network, the global Caribbean media capital. Let's start with cricket, lovely cricket. The losing continues for West Indies as Australia defeated them by 8 wickets in Game 2 of their 5-game 2020 International at Sabina Park last night. West Indies 172 for 8 from 20 overs. Brandon King 51, Andre Russell 36 in his farewell for West Indies. Adam Zampa 3 for 29 from 4 overs. Glenn Maxwell 2 for 15 from 2. Nathan Ellis 2 for 34 from 2 overs. Australia 173 for loss of 2 wickets in 15.2 overs. Josh Inglis 78 not out. Cameron Green 56 not out. Jason Holder, Alzari Joseph sharing the 2 wickets to fall. On Sunday, Australia defeated West Indies by 3 wickets in the opening game of the series at Sabina Park. West Indies 189 for 8 from 20 overs. Ruston Chase 60, Shai Hope 55, Shimron Hetmeyer 38, Ben Dwarshuis 4 for 36 from 4 overs. Australia 197 for 7 from 18.5 overs. Cameron Green 51, Mitchell Owen 50, Gudakesh Moti 2 for 29 from 4 overs. Jason Holder 2 for 32 from 4, and Alzar Joseph 2 for 39 from 3.1 overs. The series moves now to Warner Park in St. Kitts and Nevis for the next 3 games. Game 3 scheduled for Friday.
John, there's a lot of conversation rotating around the matches that were played at Sabina Park. And the fact that we're talking about night games, John. And one of the questions that has surfaced in my mind, John, is how much experience does the West Indies have in play in night games, John? The team, did they take any batting practice under the lights?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When they got to Jamaica, they did practice under the lights. But night games are not in the test arena is not played very often, Trevor.
I know.
And this is the second time that a night game has been played in the Caribbean.
Okay.
A test match, that is. The first one, I think, was in Barbados a couple of years ago. So this is the second time the pink ball game is played in the Caribbean. Yes, they practice under lights, Trevor. But I don't think our batting is really up to scratch at the moment. There are technical deficiencies, with our batsmen at the test level.
So would you attribute that, John, to the coaching? Because there's a coach on the team. And
yeah, but Trevor, when you get to the test level, as a batsman, as a bowler, you should be the finished product. You don't come to test cricket to learn, to somebody
John,
tell you how to
John,
bat.
it's not to learn the strokes, or because even from my school days, John, you're practicing to defend the wicket. That's what really the game is about. It's about defending the wicket. It's not about how many runs, or it's not about how many runs you score. Because unfortunately, we see where, for example, Russell had a good game to end, John, but how many balls did he face, John? 15 balls?
Yeah, but remember, this is 2020 cricket, no, Trevor. This is not test cricket.
Yes, and that is why you cannot criticize the team when all they're looking to do, John, is go for the bleachers. So whether the ball is something that they would have played defensively before in another setting, everything that came across the crease, John, everybody was hitting for the stands. Because for them it was about getting runs, not okay.
But that is a 2020 game, Trevor.
Yes, and it's gonna destroy cricket.
But you know what I find interesting? Before the invention of 2020 white ball cricket, West Indies batsmen were called calypso cricketers based on how they bat. They went after runs. Seems as if now that 2020 cricket has come in, we are no longer calypso cricketers, but we forget how to bat.
Well,
the calypso gone out of the cricket, Trevor.
Yeah, but the ripple effect of 2020 is that they're not looking at the spin, they're not looking at the break, they're not looking at the curve. All they know is that when that ball is coming down, they want to get it across the boundary. Okay? And therefore, the mental part that they used to have, John, where the bowler, when it comes, he's setting you up. It's a chess match that's taking place.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
He's taking you wide and having you reaching across and if you're not thinking that the third ball is going to be on the inside, you're looking for it to be on the outside because that is where he's leading you. And when you swing for the bleachers, you get it high up in the air, John, but it falls 10 feet short of the boundary. And there's a guy there waiting for it.
Trevor?
Trevor? The mental aspect of the game, John. We don't see a lot of that taking place in the 2020, John. All they're looking for, John, is to score runs.
But the question is, this is so across the board. And when I say that, I mean, whether you go to India, to Australia, to Pakistan, to England, that is how 2020 cricket is played. My only issue is when you watch like an Australia and an India, England, and you see their batsmen, they are playing proper batting strokes. Because they're not just swinging for the fence.
Because they're prepared they are being coached, John, to prepare for every ball.
What's wrong with West Indies cricket then, Trevor?
I say it's the coaching, John, because look at it this way. Every bowler, okay? Every bowler on the other team has been bowling for a while, and the data has established a pattern in their bowling, John. They cannot, after a while, the pattern just evolve. They cannot stop it, okay? They're going to give you 2 on the outside, 1 on the inside, 2 on the outside, 1 on the inside. And if you watch the games that they play against other teams, each bowler, John, develop a way that he thinks he's gonna get the other batter out, whether it be a right-hander or a left-hander. In his mind, he has a rotation that he follows every time. Okay, and sometimes you find that based on the score, and that they want to really limit the other team from really going for the boundary, the captain will come over and have a conference with the bowler. And he'll say to him, listen, here's what we're trying to do, okay? We're not trying to get this batter out. We're trying to limit the runs per over, okay? Because if the average for them to beat us is 7 per game, and you can limit him to 3 in your 6 overs, we are well ahead. Therefore, every time the score change, John, the strategy have to change, and we don't see that with the West Indies team. We have King goes outside here, John, and he goes back for a duck, or he makes single digits. The next guy that coming, John, is an opening batsman because he has because the shine is still on the ball. And he comes outside here, and he used to bat middle order, John, and he's batting like middle order, not understanding that this bowler has only bowled 7 balls. You have to wear him out, John, for the guys coming behind you. Then we don't see that mental analysis and response to the game, John. Everybody is looking for 6 and 4s. Everybody. The top opening batsmen, their job is not
but you know, Trevor, as I say, when you get to the test level, you should be the finished product.
But not when it comes to the mental aspect of the game, John. Because it changes. The captain has to study in the game.
Therefore, the problem then is our territories then are not providing proper coaching at the lower levels of cricket then.
I agree with you there.
So, you know, and that, I mean, even look at, and I've mentioned this before, you look at even our senior team now, West Indies team, and Floyd Reefer is the batting coach. Floyd Reefer played 6 test matches.
Right.
He has never passed 50. His highest score is 29. His average is 9.25.
Yet he's a batting coach.
And he's a batting coach.
Maybe that's all they could. Maybe that's the best they could do, John. Because one observation I like to make before we move on.
Yes, so that's the best they could do, Trevor.
England, India, and Australia, John, they take the lion's share of the cricket funds. Okay.
Yeah.
And yes, we know that India might contribute 80% of it. Therefore, they really should get a bigger bite of this slice of the pie. But if you're starving the other territories, John, then they cannot develop the coaching and invest in the coaching and in the mental development of the players. We don't know how much time they spend watching tapes, John. Like, you know, for example, take a look at basketball, John. Look at football, NFL football. You know that these guys, when they're not on the field, John, they're pretty much in classrooms, okay? Looking at how the other team approach the game, how they run their routes, and how to intercept a ball, okay? The mental teaching goes on because the game now, you know, from before it got promoted, you never had that type of competition facing you. Now there are people out there that, you know, this is big business, this is big money. And they're investing in those players so that they know what ball the West Indies are gonna bowl, John, from the guys come running up. They say, expect 2 balls, inside or outside. And the guy steps out to the crease and he's ready to sweep, John, before the ball leaves the bowler's hands. Okay? How was he prepared for that, John? How was he prepared to do a sweep? And when the ball comes, make it a beautiful sweep and it ends in the stands.
Yeah. As I said, Trevor, as we said, it's probably coaching. I don't know if our coaches at the primary level are equipped to teach our youngsters proper coaching shots, how you work out bowlers, how you protect your wicket, these kind of things.
Well, yes, I agree. And that's why you said that they're supposed to be prepared when they come up there.
When they get to, yeah.
But they were not prepared downstairs.
So they shouldn't be upstairs.
You elevate a guy, John, because he's a fast bowler. And he's quick. But when you ask him to go on back because you're collapsing up front, John, he doesn't have the shots. He'll take the wickets, John.
And you know, Trevor, that's an important point because you look at the other teams, big teams, and their so-called bowlers, fast bowlers, can come to the wicket and occupy for a while.
That's right.
No, so I you know, this thing about where the bowler don't have to bat anymore, that is out of cricket long time, you know.
Long time, John. All-rounders is what
must be expected.
Dominates the game now. All-rounders.
Well, yeah, in the white ball version, there's a lot of room for all-rounders, especially if they can contribute to the a winning tradition with the team.
And the next thing I don't agree with, John, the power play. I don't agree with the power play, John.
Well, you know, that's part of the game.
But you open up the field for the ball to get through, John.
Yeah, but that's part of the game, and both teams have that.
Yes, but
have that opportunity.
Yes,
what I don't like in the cricket is the Duckworth-Lewis. That Duckworth-Lewis calculation, it's for the birds. Anyway, Trevor, let's move on. Day one, of course, you know, of the England-India fourth test at Old Trafford. England going to the game with a 2-1 lead in the series. England elected to field first, and at stumps, India was 264 for 4, Sai Sudarshan 61, Yashavi Jaiswal 58, K. Rahul 46, Rashid Pant 37, retired hurt. A ball, he was sweeping a ball and it apparently came off the edge of the bat and hit him on his foot. And he got treatment on the field, but then left the field, retired hurt. Ben Stokes, the most successful bowler so far for England, 2 for 47, while Wokes and Liam Dawson with a wicket each. Haven't heard if Rishabh Pant will resume his innings tomorrow, much less take his place behind the stumps. But we shall see. The Guyana Amazon Warriors have brought the Guyana Super League title to Guyana by defeating defending champions Ranchpur Riders by 32 runs on Friday night. Warriors 196 for 4 from 20 overs. Johnson Charles 67 retired out. Ramanullah Gurbaz 66. Romario Shepherd 28 not out, and Shafin Rutherford 19 not out. Khalid Ahmed, Tabrez Shamsi, and Iftikhar Ahmed 1 wicket each. The Riders, the Ranchpur Riders, 164 in 19.5 overs. Iftikhar Ahmed 46. Saif Hassan 41. Dwayne Pretorius 3 for 37 from 4 overs. Gudakesh Moti 2 for 32 from 3.5 overs. And Imran Tahir 2 for 39 from 4 overs. Player of the match, Ramanullah Gurbaz. Player of the series, Imran Tahir. The ICC says England will host the next 3 editions of the World Test Championships after successfully hosting the first 3. And that's it, despite England not making the final in any of those first three.
Show me the money.
So England will do 2027, 2029, and 2031. The most recent final took place last month, with South Africa crowned champions for the first time, defeating defending champions Australia at Lord's. 9 teams contest the World Test Championships, and each nation plays 6 other teams, 3 home, 3 away, over the course of the 2-year cycle. Let's go to another break. But when we come back, we'll have some more cricket and much, much more. Welcome back to John's Sports Corner on the SosoBone Media Network, the global Caribbean media capital. As promised, we'll start with more cricket. India women by 13 runs over England women at Chesterley Street in Game 3 of their one-day series, thus win the series 2-1. India women 318 for 5 from 50 overs. Captain Harmanpreet Kaur 102, Jemima Rodriguez 50, Smriti Mandhana 45, Arlene Diol 45. All 5 English bowlers 1 wicket each, with Sophie Ecclestone 1 for 28 from her 10 overs, the most economical. England 305 in 49.5 overs. Nat Shriver Brunt 98, Emma Lamb 68, Alice Davison Richards 44, Pranti Good 6 for 52 from 9.5 overs, Sri Sharani 2 for 68 from 9, Ahmed Kaur adjudged player of the match and player of the series. And looking at Cricket West Indies under 19 tournament now at El Comida Willett Park, the Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana game ended in a no result. Guyana batting were 221 for 8 from 46 overs when rain stopped play and there was no chance of further play. So that game ended in a no result. Jonathan Van Lange got 75, Afras Ali Boudou 43, Brendan Boudou 3 for 28 from 8 overs, Alexander Chase 2 for 55 from 7 overs. At Connery Sports Club, US1 defeated Windward Islands by 4 wickets. Windward Islands 209 in 49.3 overs, Elshina Fontaine 45, Theo Edwards 43, Utash Srivantava 3 for 19 from 7 overs, Sahir Bhatia 2 for 28 from 9, Shiv Shani 2 for 37 from 8.3 overs, Advaith Krishna 2 for 37 from 7 overs. US1 213 for 6 from 44.2 overs. Amrinda Gill 57, Nitish Shugini 43, Cody Fontinelli 3 for 55 from 10 overs, Devontae McDowell 2 for 25 from 8 overs. At St. Paul's Sports Complex, Jamaica by 1 wicket over the Leeward Islands. Leeward's 149 in 36 overs. DeAndre Drew 24, Rashawn McKenzie 2 for 11 from 7 overs, Rayvon Morgan 2 for 18 from 5 overs, Tamarai Redwood 2 for 46 from 8 overs. Jamaica 150 for 9 from 39.3 overs. Tyreek Bryan 41, David Dewar 39, Micah McKenzie 4 for 35 from 10 overs. Amory Jones 3 for 25 from 4. At St. Mary's Park, A Duckworth-Lewis 92-run win for Barbados over the US, who Barbados 248 for 9 from 50 overs. Zachary Carter 79, Joshua Dorn 51, Ritvi Apidi 4 for 61 from 10 overs. Adit Kappa 2 for 43 from 9 overs. US 2 153 in 38 overs. Ansh Borje 56, Amoj Aripali 25, Rajai Gittins 3 for 21 from 4 overs. Zachary Carter 2 for 13 from 3 overs. And now we move on to Cricket West Indies Under 19 Women Rising Stars Tournament at the National Cricket Centre. A 10-wicket win for the Windward Islands over Guyana for 5th place. Guyana 51 in 17.5 overs. Extras was the top scorer.
Extras.
Mahadevi Ramhoridas 11. Amir Gilbert 5 for 12 from 5 overs. Daisy Woods 2 for 14 from 3 overs. Windward Islands 53 without loss from 8.2 overs. Amir Gilbert 42 not out. Delio Francois 7 not out. At the Frank Warren Memorial Ground, Trinidad and Tobago defeated Jamaica by 1 wicket for 3rd place. Jamaica 117 in 34.1 overs. Abigail Bryce 62. Extras 19, second top scorer. Brianna Haricharan 4 for 15 from 7 overs. Kira Superville 2 for 20, 2 for 2 actually from 1.1 overs. And Jessica Orozco 2 for 33 from 7 overs. Trinidad Tobago 118 for 9 from 35 overs. Extras, Trevor, the top score 33.
Oh my.
Amrita Ramtahal 16. Judine Ebanks 3 for 8 from 3 overs. Moniqua Reed 3 for 36 from 6 overs. At the Diego Martin Sports Campus, Barbados are the Cricket West Indies Under 19 Women Rising Stars champions following their 7-wicket Duckworth-Lewis win over the Leeward Islands. Leeward's 92 from 23.3 overs. Jazara Claxton 28. Alia Weeks 20. Thiani Herbert Mills 3 for 15 from 5 overs. Najani Komabach 3 for 33 from 7 overs. Sabril Headley 2 for 15 from 6.3 overs. Eric Dean 2 for 23 from 5 overs. And following the rain delay, Barbados was asked to get 69, which they reached when they got 72 for 3 from 12.2 overs. Asabi Calendar 14, Extras also 14, Alicia Bowman 13 not out, Ebony Brathwaite 11 not out, Jazara Claxton 2 for 26 from 5 overs. That young lady, Jazara Claxton, seemed to have some talent, Trevor. I just hope that we can help her develop into a formidable women's cricketer for the West Indies senior team.
And also they invest in her, John, by spending the money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it doesn't matter who you speak to, it always comes down to the lack of financial support in the development process. And everybody we speak to across multiple sports platforms, it boils down to the same thing, John, that as a small island, okay, compared to the bigger countries that we have to compete against, their budget, John, sometimes is 10 times the budget of the small island. How can you, David is not going to slay Goliath every time, John. Goliath is going to start wearing a helmet, okay?
But, Trevor, I believe also, if companies get together. It don't have to be one company sponsoring, say, your national team or national players. But maybe a group of maybe 5 or 6 companies knocking heads and say, okay, we're going to put up X number of dollars to sponsor. I think that could turn around the cricket.
I
and
have no
even
doubt
the
about
football.
I agree with you, John, but I think I like to blame it on the governments because companies get involved in things when government give them tax write-off and tax breaks, John. Okay.
Mm.
And so if you're to offer them a lucrative tax incentive, John, to invest in the development of cricket, not only will cricket benefit, John, but these companies, their branding is gonna be established with the cricket industry. So they also are gonna benefit. But there are many different ways that they can spend their money and get the same results. Therefore, cricket might, get swept under the rug.
Yeah.
I saw when Russell was retiring, John, having played his last international game. The
Yeah.
Ministry of Sports, Bob Zagrange, the Honorable Bob Zagrange OD, my friend, was there, John, presenting him with this nice, beautiful trophy, John.
Full trophy.
Yes. John. Apart from the time when we heard that when Portia Sims not to get involved when they were messing around with one of our top players, this is the first time I'm seeing the Honorable Bob Zagrange at a cricket match, John.
well, well, I don't know if she has attended other matches, Trevor, but
I'm talking about the Prime Minister.
it was good. It was good to see them at the game, and especially with an election coming up. But I don't talk politics. I leave that to the politicians. Moving along now to the world of football, as Jamaica will open their World Cup campaign with an away game against Bermuda September 5th, then host Trinidad and Tobago 4 days later. Jamaica again drawn in Group B with Curacao, Trinidad and Tobago, and Bermuda. The winner of each of the 3 groups in the CONCACAF zone qualify for the World Cup to be hosted by Canada, the US, and Mexico. The teams will play 6 matches between September, October, and November. October 10th, Jamaica traveled to Curacao before hosting Bermuda. October 14th. Then in November, they play Trinidad and Tobago in Trinidad and Tobago, November 14th, and close their campaign at home November 18th against Curacao. Defending Caribbean Football Union Club Shield champions, Arnett Gardens, heading to Trinidad and Tobago to defend their championship July 26th to August 3rd. Arnett captured the 2024 title in Curacao by defeating Granadas of Antigua and Barbuda in the final.
Okay.
Arnett drawn in Group D alongside Club Franciscain of Martinique, Scholars International of Cayman Islands, De Blanc of Dominica, and AC Port of Spain of Trinidad and Tobago. The top team from the group stage advances to the semi-final. Arnett opens against Du Blanc at the Outer Bowling Stadium on July 27th. English Premiership, just around the corner, kicks off next month, Friday, August 15th, with the champions Liverpool hosting Bournemouth. And Marcus Rashford going from unwanted at Manchester United to wanted at Barcelona.
Oh
He
my.
is taking his boots to Barcelona on a loan deal. Rashford is the first English player to sign for Barcelona since Gary Lineker in 1986.
Habla español.
Huh?
Habla español.
Trevor. Barcelona has an option to sign Rashford on a permanent basis in 2026. So we shall see what happens, Trevor, with Mr. Rashford. Now, UEFA women's semi-final yesterday, England 2-1 over Italy. And today, what a game. Spain, 1-0 over Germany in extra time. Full time, it was 0-0. And, they say, Trevor, great athletes step up when they're needed.
Okay.
They show their championship quality. And the goal that was scored in extra time, or should I say overtime, in the second half of overtime football, was scored by Aitana Bonmati. She is the 2023-2024 Women's FIFA Player of the Year.
Okay.
And she squeezed the ball between. I think when she came down the right side, I think the goalkeeper was looking for her to cross the ball. But she found the space between the upright and the goalkeeper because the goalkeeper was a little bit distant from the near upright.
mental thinking, John. Mental
That's right.
thinking.
And she found that
Mental
space.
adjustment.
I tell you, Trevor.
Because
Yeah.
as you said, probably the goalkeeper was looking for her to cross the ball.
Yeah.
She knew
She
that.
was.
So on that basis, she let him think that while she did something else.
Yeah.
Mental
That's
adjustment.
right.
Mental adjustment, John. Mental adjustment.
Before we go to the next break, Trevor, former Cavalier captain Richard King, I like to call him King Richard, scored his first goal for his Scottish club, St. Mirren, on a 61st minute penalty. St. Mirren defeated an Athletic 8-2 in the Scottish League Cup. King's Cavalier club teammate Gianmarco Calvin is also with the Scottish club now. As final details for his move to St. Mirren is now complete, his 2-year deal with the club lasts through 2027, with the club holding the option to extend for a further year. And in Jamaica Women's Premier League, semi-final action, first leg kicks off on Saturday. Fraser's Whip plays Los Perfectos, while Arnett Gardens plays Cavalier. The return leg scheduled for August 22nd.
I know you're banking on Cavalier, John, but they're gonna lose. So keep on going.
On that note, let's go to another break. We will come back with some boxing. We have some netball, and of course, our cricket history and some other news around the Caribbean. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back to John Sports Corner on the SosoBone Media Network, the global Caribbean media capital. As promised, we are coming back with some boxing. Trevor, remember how popular boxing was in these United States when they dominated the heavyweight division? And I'm talking going back to even Joe Louis.
Yes.
And interrupted, I think, briefly along the way by one Ingemar Johansson when he defeated Floyd Patterson for the heavyweight title, but then Floyd came back and regained the title. However, now that the heavyweight champion is not domiciled in the U.S., boxing seemed to have taken a backseat here.
Well, I think he's staying in California, But the fact that he's from he's from Russia, right?
The champion is from Ukraine.
From Ukraine. Yeah, well, Russia said Russia and Ukraine, they said they're
in fact, since the roost has been ruled by Europeans, you have not heard them being called great fighters.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and again, as we mentioned, 38-year-old Ukraine heavyweight boxing champion Alexander Usyk knocked out Daniel Dubois in the 5th round at Wembley Saturday night to become the 2-time undisputed heavyweight champion. He stopped Dubois in 2023. His record as a professional is 24-0 with 15 stoppages. He's also an Olympic and world champion gold medalist as an amateur in the heavyweight division. Mr. Usyk says he wants to go home now and spend some time with his wife and children.
You know, John, I blame Mike Tyson for the state of US boxing, you know, John.
Yeah? Why?
Because he scared all the young people from going into boxing, John. We are gonna
Yeah,
have
but Evander Holyfield handled him nicely.
no, I'm talking about the generation coming behind Mike. I mean, you know, when they look up there and look at what they have to face if they really want to break in and they have to go. I mean, remember,
I wouldn't say that, Trevor, because as I say, Evander Holyfield beat him up. But he bite Evander Holyfield and he's here.
yeah, but John,
And,
look at the stream we had coming up. We had, I mean, we had Sonny Liston. Then we had Muhammad Ali. Then we had Joe Frazier. We had Larry Holmes. You know, we had all the great white hopes that popped up in the meanwhile, John. We had a very lucrative era of boxing.
yeah.
And then Mike Tyson came along, John, and he started chopping down all these trees, John. I mean,
Yeah, but remember Mike came after some of those guys, you know, Trevor.
that is my point. Other fighters, you know, because of the skill that they really brought to the game and the jabs and the punching and all the other things that, you know, that made boxing an enjoyable sport. The rope a dope, you know, and outpointing your opponent, John. Outpointing, John. Okay?
Yeah.
You could actually say, okay, he has skills, you know, he has technique. And then Mike came along and they start chopping down the trees, John. Okay.
Yeah, but you know, Trevor, as I said, he got beat up by
one there.
yeah. And what's that name? What's his name again? You know, his name slips me now. The Jamaican heavyweight champion. Oh boy,
Was it Biggs?
no man. Not. Oh boy, how could I forget? Anyway,
yeah.
he no, I think I wouldn't say that, Trevor. The U.S. champion, the heavyweight champion is not in the U.S. anymore, and so you know how the U.S. feels about if they're not ruling it, they don't care about it. They don't care about you.
Also bear in mind, John, that during the Don King era coming up, I think you had more boxing taking place in the inner cities. Okay.
Yeah.
You had more, you know, you had more gyms, John. Okay. Where that was being dedicated to attracting and to keeping the young men occupied. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have that anymore, John. When you go to the gym now, people are running on tracks and people are built, you know, but boxing does not seem to be very prevalent. For example,
but I have to wonder, do you know, Trevor, if kickboxing now is not what is taking over in this country.
Well, that is an import with the migrant population, John, coming out of Asiatic countries, you know. When we talk about
but it is still very popular here now.
Yes, because the population here is very strong. It's like when you talk about cricket being played in New York City. Yes, you had a great turnout and the price was through the roof, but it was the immigrants that were there, John.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
There was another big fight on the weekend, Trevor, for the WBC welterweight crown, as 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao stepped into the ring after a 4-year absence to try and wrest the title from 30-year-old Mario Barrios. And Manny came close. Two judges had the bout even, while Judge Max DeLuca awarded the fight to Barrios 115-113. And from what I understand, the AP had it the other way, with Pacquiao 115-113.
John, if the fight is close and you're not going to knock out the champion, the break has to go towards the champion, John.
Well, perhaps Pacquiao's age actually and a 4-year absence from the ring was a factor in this fight, Trevor.
I would agree with that,
Because on the 3 judges' cards, he lost the last 3 rounds.
Okay.
You
need to work himself back into shape, John.
At 46?
Well, Mike Tyson was just in the ring a couple of months back.
He was going after, Trevor, the record for the oldest welterweight champion. He has a record at 40.
Okay.
So he was trying to put it at 46 now, but you have to wonder if there is a return fight in the works.
Well.
Anyway, Trevor, let's talk some netball now in the Suncorp Super League over there down under. 13 in a row, or should I say on the trot, for Janelle Fowler-Nemhard and her West Coast Fever. The Jamaica Sunshine Girl captain delivered a near-perfect performance for her West Coast Fever, leading them to a 77-45 win over the New South Wales Swifts.
77-45.
She completed 65 of 66 attempts on goal. And while she was almost flawless from the post, Trevor, her Sunshine Girl teammate, Haiti Andehaney, was a monster in defense. The Fever have gone unbeaten since Fowler-Nemhard's return to action. In the other semifinal, the Adelaide Thunderbirds and Sunshine Girl Romelda Aiken-George three-peat dream came to a crash in a nail-biting 58-56 semifinal loss to the Melbourne Vixens. I don't want to say victims. Romelda had a 37-goal performance from 42 attempts. The Vixens came into the game with a 5-game losing streak against the Thunderbirds, including last season's heartbreaking grand final. Jamaica Sunshine Girls represented themselves well during the season, for despite missing her first 2 games with the West Coast Fever, Janelle Fowler-Nemhard ended the regular season campaign as the league's most dominant force, topping net points 1,493, goals scored 790, goal attempts 817. Her nearest rival was New Zealand's Grace Nweke, who finished with 741 goals from 815 attempts. Jamaica's Shimona Jack, 635 goals, was third. No, Shimona Jack. Yeah, was third in the league in scoring.
Okay.
While the other Sunshine Girl, Romelda Aiken-George, finished 4th in scoring with 618 points, and she was 3rd in attempts in 706 attempts.
Okay.
Sunshine Girls were also dominant on defense. Latanya Wilson of the Adelaide Thunderbirds topped deflections with 97 and interceptions with 41, while goalkeeper Katie Andy Haney finished in the top 5 in deflections with 60 and defensive rebounds 20. Meanwhile, Sunshine Girl Shimona Jock has signed a 1-year contract extension with the Melbourne Mavericks, which keeps her with the club through the end of the 2026 season. Jock was without a team after her former team, the Collingwood Magpies, folded and left her without a full-time playing spot in 2024. She took a leap of faith and joined the Mavericks in 24 as a training partner. She fought her way into the team's core lineup and was later named the Mavericks' inaugural MVP.
Wow.
In 2025, she secured one of the Mavericks' 10 contracts positions and cemented her role as the starting goal shooter. She featured in all 14 games in the season and scored again 635 goals, third most in the league.
Great job, John. Great job.
Let's go through the Caribbean now. St. Lucia sending a 4-member team to represent the island in table tennis and track and field at the Junior Pan Am Games scheduled for August 9th through the 23rd in Asuncion, Paraguay. The squad is made up of Kalen Vitalis, a Clemson University student who will represent the island in the 110 hurdles, Joy Edwards, a Troy University student, shot put and hammer throw representative, while Manny Eleutheri and Joshua Lubin make up the table tennis team. Monica Dudley will serve as chef de mission for the St. Lucia team. There's also sadness in the St. Lucia football community as national player Charmaine Augustine lost his life after being fatally stabbed on Monday during carnival celebrations.
Oh, no.
He played for Grenades in the Antigua and Barbuda League, and in 2024 helped the club make a historic run to the final of the Caribbean Football Union Club Shield in Curacao. Augustine scored the only goal in the semi-final against Dublanc of Dominica that vaulted the Grenadines to the final. Of course, they were beaten by Arnett Gardens in the final.
Yes, yes.
This season, he was playing for Gros Islet District in the semi-pro league in St. Lucia. He was only 22 years old.
Wow.
He will be missed.
Very sad, John.
Certainly, heartfelt condolences from SosoBone Media Network and John Sports Corner to the Augustine family.
Yes.
And to the wider Caribbean football family. The latest FIFA rankings see Grenada move up 7 places to 167th, their highest ranking since 2021. Trinidad and Tobago sprint star Jereme Richards is still to decide on which event he'll run at the Tokyo World Championships, the 200 meters or the 400 meters. He has qualified or has qualifying times for both races. His best time so far this year, 19.86 over the 200 meters and 44.32 in the one-lap event. To medal in Tokyo, Trevor, I think it will require sub 19.7 in the 200 and sub 44 in the 400. With his sub 20 speed in the 200, I think Mr. Richards should focus on the 400 travel.
I agree.
But we all know the 400 training is close to death. Remember even when Usain St. Leo was a 200, 400 runner
Mhm.
and decided against that 400
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
and became the world record holder in 100 and 200, which he still holds.
Yes.
Moving along now as we close this afternoon to a bit of cricket history. Today we look at the career of Indian leg spinner Yuzvendra Chahal, who actually celebrates a birthday today.
Uh-huh.
He has only played white ball cricket for India, 72 one-day internationals and 80 2020s. He became the first Indian bowler to take a 5-4 in a 2020 international with his 6 for 25 against England in Bengaluru. In 2020, Chahal came on as a concussion substitute for Ravindra Jadeja in the first 2020 international against Australia and bowled India to a win in a player of the match performance, 3 for 25 at Canberra. He is currently the leading wicket taker in Indian Premier League cricket with 221 wickets.
Oh.
And just let me remind you, as a reminder to the Union of Jamaica Alumni Associations, once again, they are having their 35th anniversary luncheon and awards gala at the Green Tree Country Club in New Rochelle, New York, on Sunday, September 14th, starting 11:30. And again, you can go to the ujausa.org for tickets. That's ujausa.org. Mark also August 23rd on your calendar. The Suburbia Sport Club is hosting their 7th Runabout Fest fundraising party at 14125 224th Street, right here in Laurelton, Queens, from 8 p.m. to 3 a.m. How should I call that? The witching hour. And that's where I draw covers on today's John Sports Corner. This Wednesday afternoon on the SosoBone Media Network. Thanks for joining us. And tell a friend that we span the sports globe. Remember to go to Winner Circle store in the SosoBone shop and pick up available merchandise that's there, as well as the great Jamaica Blue Mountain coffee. There's also sorrel there now, and a sorrel drink during the summer while you are having fun outside with your friends. Just introduce them to the sorrel drink. We have the sorrel drink too. But be safe and enjoy the rest of the week. Family, remember, have a safe week. As I say, vaya con Dios. See you next week.